Hello, everybody. This is Max Farrell from DexFX Today is January. Today is February 1st, 2019, and this is your weekly wrap-up. All right, well, welcome. Today is the February 1st, and it's the first day of the month. It's a Friday. It's also the NFP because it's the first Friday, the non-farm payroll. It's been a crazy, crazy morning. Lots of great stuff happening. Everything is in line for working right. And even though that most companies fall apart on the days of NFP, our system doesn't. Our programs don't. They're very secure and very prominent. Even our automatic trading system of our bot system is doing very well. Yes, of course, there's pullback and mention and all that stuff, and there's a large amount of things that are happening today. But listen, this is what trading's all about. It's take a little risk to get a lot of reward. And if you're in the right system and if you're in the right program, those weeks that the NFP is about to come out and all that kind of stuff will really show what a company's made of. Again, most companies fall apart during this time of month, so it's crazy. All right, so let's go down through what we've done for the week here. Daily Signals has really gotten off on a really great start of last week. For the week itself, sitting at 94.9%. Winner of the week is Audi JPY. There's a couple other 100 percenters, we call them tons. The Euro USD, the Euro JPY, the Audi USD, the Audi JPY. Now, why we call these tons is because for the month of January, for the week here, once I get to like Wednesday or Thursday, any 100 percenters that I have up for that Wednesday or Thursday area time, anytime that any of these dailies go OTM or out of the money for Nadex, I'm buying up. And this has been the program that we've been working on for the last several months of creating this system to buy OTMs when those 100 percenters come out. We're also looking at 97 percenters throughout any time of this chart up here. If you get something that's 97% over the last 100 trades and it goes OTM, we have a very large success rate that happens at that point, 97%, so it's pretty exciting when you get an OTM that has like a $10 cost to it and you can make $90 by risking 10. I think that's going to be great. Now, again, the simplicity of taking the complicated and making it simple, not having to sit here and wait for all that nonsense. We are now, as of Sunday, okay, we were trying to finish testing and get live testing out today, but we weren't able to. It's going to be Sunday night. We're going to bring it out. We're going to test it. We're going to get everything on board. And then by Monday morning, okay, Monday morning, we are going to have, by the 4th of February, we are going to have our daily OTM signals. That's right, daily OTM signals. That means when the oh boy, hang on one second. I got to change my color of my pen. I'm not even going to edit this. Let's see. Let's go black. All right, there we go. So when our OTM stands for out of the money. Okay, the T stands for the T. So money. Okay, and what this means is that when the pair drops down, like if this Euro USD saying on the buy at 1.1460, if the market drops below that at any time instead of going up on the buy, if it drops below that, boy, is that an opportunity to buy a $10 to $20 OTM price. And this is what we call risk value. So you can make between $80 and $90 profit just by the one. If you were to risk the same amount you would on an ITM, oh my God, you could probably do $300 or $400 with one trade. And that's what we're really looking for per contract, or per trade value of that process. So it is a tremendous opportunity here to be able to bring out these OTMs in the system. Now, we're still kind of figuring out whether or not we're going to have them on the dailies page here with like the daily signals and then OTM signals. Okay, we might keep them on the same page so you can kind of see what's going on. There's a lot of little things that we're going to test, but man, is this perfect. I cannot wait to be able to show you this this process here and and get you on board with trading that. What a value to that solution. It will make everything else pale in comparison. I can tell you that right now. Our Nadex spreads. Now, with the dailies, we have a few people that have traded the dailies. We're going to shoot right over here and look at some results. You should be seeing the disclaimer form, of course, when it came up here. This is Paul Davies' trades for the week from the 22nd to the 31st, about the last 9 days. Not doing too bad. Single contract. He's doing it nice and light. Single contract, 185 bucks. In 1 week, he made more than what his fees were for the month for Dex, right? So you want to talk about ROI? There it is. Trade the dailies. Just trade the dailies. That's it. Straight out of the box. He doesn't use anything fancy. He just goes and he picks the ones that have a high rate of success and are in his trend. There's a video out from our trader seminars during the week. We meet 3 times a week at 11 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to discuss trading options and other things that we're doing and to show results. As a treat, I'm going to show you a spreadsheet from our friend Victor, who has, in beginning of January, here's the 2nd of January, this is the beginning of the year, started to train in the daily signals and just followed the training. That's all he did. And you see here quickly, using this, just a standard $25 buy-in or the $25 profit margin, so $75 risk to $25 profit, and just went straight at this, right? After I started talking about OTM trades, he started to find ATM at the monies, as well as, when the pair was starting to go out of the money, he started to watch this. And on the 8th, or on the 8th, he was able to get into one there. Lost one on the AUD with some happenstance stuff. It's not 100%. So if it was always 100%, this would be a different story, right? And then back into the model, right? 1-2, got back into the winning percentages again. Easy, right? Got into another ATM there, right? This is where the pair just went a little bit too far out, and he was able to get it for a better price than $25. He did try to get into an OTM yesterday on the USD CHF, but this is the first time the USD, because he was sitting at 100%, USD CHF for the week was sitting at 100%, and he got into it and it lost. It barely lost. We're talking micro pips loss. But he only lost 13 bucks. If he would have won, he would have won 87. Okay, so the process is there. Now, his earnings for that 9 days, let me pull up that screen there. I'll pull this down so you can see it. $369, 20 trades, 18 successful wins. So that's a pretty good success rate. That's 90%. That's not too bad. So that was his week. Again, I'm not going to highlight too many people's information. We're still getting release forms from everybody to be able to show their names and their product and their stuff up there. The people that I'm showing you now, like for the spreads, the Nadex Extreme Spreads did very well this week as well. Here's Thor, who is the master or the senior trader who trades the spreads. Here is his info for the week and for the month of January. He's only been trading them since January 22nd. And I wouldn't say that's too bad of a process, especially with the low amount of money he has to get into with these processes. His even though that is sitting at 69% success rate, his losses are very, very, very low. And in some cases, he had a bigger loss here, but he was still only sitting, because he's using 2 contracts, sitting at $12 for a buy-in. So his floor is ceiling, his ceiling floor price was very low. So again, to take that opportunity to win, this one he scalped out. It looks like he scalped out, or he did take to expire. I'm not sure yet. But for the week, $114. Average is about 1 contract at a time. His 1 contract price is sitting at about $12 to $14 risk average. Not too bad, okay? And you have to look at it. Doesn't have much of experience with trading spreads. This is the first time he's attacked spreads like this. And he only does so by utilizing a couple of variables, and that's looking at the chart, seeing the trend, and getting the risk to reward that he wants, right? He wants to be able to do low risk. If he can't do low risk, then he's not going to get in. And if he were to ramp his up just by 50%, look how much money he could make per week. $200 or $300 per week with only working for a short period of time during these times. Very easy to do, okay? Once we bring out our OTMs, it's going to change the world at that point. There's going to be so much opportunity for you to be able to make money on the binary side too. And that's what we're looking forward over the next couple of weeks. Our charting system's still working off some really good numbers here this week. And what I mean by that is that we always look at how many people are coming to the site. We have a lot of free members on board right now that are using the charts and using the systems here. Very, very user-friendly. We're loving the relationship that we have with TradingView and with our signal and systems on here as well. This is the TNT strategy, the trend, negate, trade process, and it works very, very, very well. Works on Forex and Nadex, spreads and binaries. Short-term, long-term, works very well. We're very excited about that process. Also did several consults this week. If you have not done a consult this week, or if you haven't done a consult at all, please jump on, get into your, click your button, get into your consult, get it on board so we can meet and we can talk and we can go over your history and what you want to do. It's very important. Now, let's jump over to the bot center. The bot garden network, that system, the step bot itself, it has done extremely well because it has been a crazy week, especially with the NFP and that solution with the NFP, of course. There is a heavy understanding that you have to be prepared for expansion, and that's what we call drawdown, right? So we're sitting at about 2% drawdown, and this is a very good drawdown amount, okay? Now, this is our step bot. We've made $22.19 this week, and again, this is at 0.02 microlots. Okay. Now, I'm very transparent. So what I'm about to show you is I don't want you to get scared or worried about all this other nonsense because today is the NFP. We actually have, we're working on the process of a trade right now. And I'm showing you what that trade looks like from the advantage of what the bot trades. Now, this isn't the actual bot. This is the copy of the bot, of the system that I'm copying for the bot on my own server, right? So what we have here, hang on one second. What we have here is when we depicted the direction here, where was it at? Right here. We were hoping that the bot would be going, we would hope that the sale was going down. But again, once it starts going against us, we go into recovery mode, right? As it goes up, we put another bot on, we get the process going. We have another sale. Once it goes on, we have another sell that we get on. It goes up a little bit higher, goes to another sell, goes a little higher to another sell. Now, what we're hoping for is that as market starts to expand, that will only expand to so much and it'll return back down to its previous value, which is right here, okay? That's what we're looking to come back down to, is in this level, right? And even if it does come down and break into the here, it's still going to be in profit. Even though this trade here may lose and this one may lose, this one wins, this one wins, this one wins. Got me? So that's what we're hoping on. I was hoping that this trade would have been done by now, but with NFP and return value and all that kind of stuff, we're looking at this value right here, kind of keeping us sharp, okay? If it does break and it does go too far higher, we're probably going to see some numbers that we haven't seen in a long time as far as drawdown. But I think we're going to be just fine. Now, if you have a 1 to 50 account with Oneida, you may be at the higher end of your process here, because right now we're only sitting at about $26 margin on a 1 to 500 account. But of course, if you're sitting on an Oneida account, remember, transparency, that's all I'm about here. All right, I want you to see that there's a margin of about 650 with a 1 to 50 on an Oneida account. All right, even though that we're sitting at minus $24, we still have a margin of about 40%, right? Well, we're sitting at about 315% margin level. So that's pretty good. It's still keeping us safe, right? We got about $2,000 in that account. So we're keeping that safe, but you got to keep that in mind. You can't be coming in this with 50 bucks in your pocket to be able to trade, right? This is a very, very strong system, but it has expansion points. So you got to keep that stuff in mind, okay? All right, let's jump back over to the main network. But even though that we're in that pocket of going against the grain and getting into maintenance mode, we're still doing pretty good for the week. Even if we were to lose a single packet of trade, you would lose probably about $30, right, from that solution. And it would take you a couple days to make that back up, maybe even close to a week at those levels if you just did the one side of it. But in the 17 months or 17 years that we back tested, the 24 months we forward tested, and the 18 months that it's been sitting on live accounts, it hasn't lost a pack yet. If it has lost, it's lost a single trade or fell very short at break even into a couple cents. So if it does happen, it's got to be a very unique case. And if it does, that's okay. It would be one time out of 17 years worth of back testing that it did. So I'm okay with those numbers, and you should be as well. All right. The week is going to bring, the coming week here in February is going to bring a lot of great stuff for us. We're really ramping it up. Our chat room is taking on, we've been saying this all week, we were trying to get to it, but I wanted to get the OTM system built first. And that's what we're really focused on, is build the OTM system for the dailies. Once we get that on board, we got testing Monday and Tuesday with it. It will be released Monday for the general public to look at and test. I'm going to be bringing on some founders that will be testing that process as well. And we look very much forward to that process. Now, I'm pretty sure that the Euro USD went OTM too, by the way, on our dailies here. I want to check that real quick. 1460. Let's go to Euro USD. Daily on the buy. Yep, there it is right there. It went all the way down to 1446. So 1460 was up here. It went OTM and caught back in. I hope some of you guys caught that. I didn't. I was coding. So Euro USD, another big hit here at the last second. Got in, got all the way up to 1468. Another super win on that OTM. Okay, so I hope that some of you guys got that out there. In the future, that would ring off as it goes to right there, 1454. It would ring off as an OTM. Holy crap! It would actually rung off probably right there as it broke through. Yeah, so you would have had almost, imagine again down here, you would have got, if you would have waited all the way down to here, you would have gotten that for like $10. I'm telling you, this is amazing. And if you would have spent, if $75 was normal, you could have bought 7 contracts of that at $70 and still been below what you normally would spend if it did lose. But 7 times, what is that? 7 times $90, right? You're looking at $630 for one day's worth of trade. One trade itself with that possibility. I'd wait all week for that. And if I did this 2 or 3 times a week, imagine that kind of number. Incredible. I cannot wait for this system to come on board. All right. I really do appreciate everybody. I can't wait for everything to be happening. We are so close to getting all of our numbers back in with these charts and the programs and everything else on board. Very, very excited. I'll talk to you all soon. You all have a great day. I look forward to seeing you inside. See you next week. I'm Max Farrow. This is Dex Fx Markets. And as always, trade well.